Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by Peachy's Palace. I wanted to make a short video to share everything I've learned about zippers over the last 6 months. Prior to that, I had never really worked with zippers myself. I didn't know how to attach a zipper. I didn't know there was a thing called zipper tape. So I just want to take you through what I've learned. If you have additional information you'd like to contribute, please add it to the comments. I'm always open to learning more. But I also grew up in the garment industry. My parents had their own small factory growing up, and they would make their own children's clothing, and we would sell that at the swap meet. So I was always around fabrics and zippers and buttons and thread and all sorts of great things. My mom was the seamstress, and my dad was the pattern designer, and he would cut the fabric and the different patterns and the different pieces of the clothing he was making, and my mom would put it together. So when I started to think about wanting to make these handmade products, I didn't know what size zipper I was going to need. So I started researching zippers, and of course, there is the kind of zipper that you can purchase that's already put together for you. Um, and it has a little tab here at the end to stop the zipper pull from going off the zipper and then it coming undone. So there is this type of zipper. It also has a couple of clasps right here again to stop the zipper pull, and that way the zipper does not go beyond where it needs to go. You can certainly attach this zipper on these products, but I didn't know how many zippers this size I was going to need. So for me, it was a little difficult to decide on purchasing this type of zipper in particular, again, because I didn't know what I wanted to make yet. This one here is made with that particular type of zipper. And I'm going to talk about how I attach the zippers, and I'll show you some examples of the ones I don't like, and then some examples of the way that I like to attach zippers. So as I was researching, I came across zipper tape, which again, I had no idea what this was, and it turns out it's just zipper without the zipper pull attached. So you can measure the size of zipper that you're going to need and cut only the amount of zipper that you're going to need, and then attach the zipper pull yourself. The biggest challenge for me when I decided to move forward with zipper tape and try this was learning how to attach the zipper pull. There are tools that are sold. You'll see some videos where people attach them using forks. I didn't do any of that. I did purchase this tool here. Here, you know what? Just let me take it out of the bag for you so you can see it. Don't think I'm going to need it in the bag. So it's this tool here, and you're supposed to, I believe, I could never use it, to be honest with you. No, it's the other way. Put the zipper pull in, put the zipper pull inside of here. Oh, geez, I keep doing it backwards. You're supposed to put the zipper pull right inside of here, and then be able to feed the zipper right through there. I'm going to be very frank with you. I was never able to get this to work for me. So if you want to give it a try, it does come with, a way to attach it to something. I just don't have any place to attach it. I would assume that if I attached it to something, I might be able to use it. But the way that my workroom is set up, I don't really have a very convenient place to attach it. So it never really worked for me, but nonetheless, I kept it, and maybe someday I'll be able to use it or gift it to somebody who really wants it. So there's that. I just simply practiced and practiced and practiced, and and got better and better at attaching it. I did find that there was one particular little trick that I think works for me, and that is when I go to attach or to insert the zipper pull, and I never get it on the first time. Well, I should say never. I rarely get it on the first time. when you push it into this other side here, you've got the other one in. What I like to do is sort of pull the first side a little bit out and hear a click. So there it clicked, and then I just kind of push it down from both sides. And then, oh, that one didn't work. See? Let's try this again. Take two. So put it into the first side. And then I just kind of move it on this side so that I hear that little click that evens it out. And I push it down a little bit. And then boom, there it is. It's actually pretty easy once you get used to it, and once you've done it often enough, you'll be able to just continue to do it. It's not too challenging. But again, I like zipper tape because I've found most of the zipper tape I've purchased so far has been on Amazon, and I mean you can get 60 yards of zipper tape for under $30, and that is a lot of zipper. So usually the challenging thing is buying colors. Here is my stash of zipper tape. And then I always end up with little small pieces here left at the end. But the colors that I use the most are the pink, the white. I have black here separately. I have some black here. My initial purchase was actually this really cool one. I think I have a small piece of it here. Where is it at? Here it is. I bought black and white of this sort of rainbow looking zipper, and I really had fun playing with that. But I just opted for regular zipper after that. One of the most important things you're going to need is a zipper foot for your machine. Mine is a Brother CS6000i, and it came with this foot. This is the I foot, and this is the zipper foot. So get used to changing your foot out because you'll be doing it consistently as you're sewing and you finish attaching the zipper, then you got to switch to a different foot. But so in terms of the zipper pulls, when you purchase zipper tape, it usually comes with a matching zipper pull. This is a number 5. I believe there's also like a number 3, which I would assume is smaller. I've never purchased anything but a 5. But this size 5 for me works really well. I like the way it sits with my products. Um, you can also purchase zipper pulls separately, and I had purchased these really fun zipper pulls that were sort of rainbow colored that matched that zipper that I had purchased, the white and the black with the rainbow. But you can buy all different types of zipper pulls. I purchased some of these silver ones just so that if I run out of zipper pulls on the pink, but I still have zipper tape, I can go ahead and add a silver, and I think that will still look okay. So but you can purchase different types of zipper pulls. And that's kind of the fun part, getting creative with that. In terms of attaching the zipper, I have tried so many techniques. I was very unhappy with the way that my zippers were sitting when I first started working with zippers. And then eventually through trial and error, I kind of figured out my own way. But I tried the technique of adding a little zipper tab here to hold it here, and then I didn't like the way that sat. It sort of made it shorter, and it kind of limits the size of the wallet, so you can't really open it all the way. So that didn't work for me. I didn't like it. On this one, I did it the wrong side. This one, I added it here. It's supposed to go on the back side, and then I fed the zipper the wrong way. But again, I think it limits the opening of the wallet, and I just didn't like the way it looked. Those kind of looked a little odd here on this side, and I just didn't really like the way that final product looked. Here, you can see I didn't add the tab, and I don't like the way it sits. I didn't like the fact that it kind of goes in on this here, and again, the opening of the wallet was just kind of limited, and it was really a challenge for me, and I was really struggling. I didn't like that look on that at all. Here's another one, same thing. You can see that it goes in this way. But with through much trial and error, I figured out that if I took the zipper and I would measure how much zipper I would need, and I just left about an inch, inch and a half or so on each side, and just let it hang there and didn't sew through it, it actually sat nicer. So here are several examples on different products with different kinds of zippers. I did that with this one here. And the thing about leaving the ends is you always run the risk of the zipper pulling out. That's why you want to leave it a little bit long. This one goes right about right there. And if as you're putting your product together and you're setting it up, if you were to accidentally pull it too much, you would just reach in and pull from the inside and adjust it again. But once it's in a good place, I mean, it stays there. It doesn't shift. It doesn't move, and you can't really feel it on the outside. And I think it looks much cleaner and nicer. Again, this is the pre-made zipper. And then here is an example of one that I just did recently. The wallet opens up nicely. It's got a lot of space. The zipper sits nicely on both sides, and I really like the way this end product looks. I made this one last night. I was practicing a new pattern, so again, still using that technique by allowing it to, you can see, it just looks much nicer and cleaner. It's a much cleaner product there. I use it on all sizes of bags. Here is a pencil case or a glasses case. And you can see usually when I get done, I just kind of put my finger in here and push this up a little bit. And then it really sets it up really nicely there. And then this side, if I'm good at what I'm doing, if I'm feeling in a really good place, it usually comes out very straight and very nice like that. So. And then here is the pouches I make, the small pouch and the large pouch. Same technique I use on these. So you see how it doesn't matter the size of the bag, it still works very nicely. Because I do not sew through the zipper. So I'll show you how I do that. I do that on all of these particular bags. The makeup bags and the Hot Tools bag are a different technique. But here is the larger pouch. Again, with that zipper technique, it just sits right in there, you can see. And it has not been sewn through. And this one, can't even feel it. It goes right about, see, it's hard to even feel the zipper, how far it goes down. But that is the large pouch using the same technique. Makeup bags. The makeup bags, because they're so big, I do like to put two zippers pulls on them. The smaller ones, the medium sized ones, I only put one. But on this one, I like to put two. It just kind of makes it pretty and nice, and you can open it up nice and neat. So on these, I don't need to leave the excess here. These actually get sewn right across here. And when they get sewn there, I'm able to cut through the excess. And the point of cutting the excess here is to eliminate bulk right in this section here so that it doesn't impede or doesn't make the bag kind of crumble down, but it allows the bag to sit up nice and straight. So that is why these I use a different technique. And I hopefully will do another tutorial on my makeup bag because I do use the pattern where you just have no open seams on the inside. All the seams are nice and clean, and I don't have to use bias tape or anything else to cover up any of the seams. So this is a great bag. For me, it's probably the easiest, less work and cleaner. And I really like the way that the end product just keeps its shape and sits nice and square and doesn't collapse. And that all has to do with the pattern that I use. I use the same exact technique for the Hot Tools bag, two zippers, again, because it is quite large and it's easier I use, again, the pattern, the same, it's just the same pattern as the makeup bag. I just do the math to extend it and make it longer. And then the zipper is the same technique here to eliminate bulk here and have it sit nice and square. So there is one more. Oh no, there's a couple more here. There is the wallet that I make, and on this one it's interesting because I use the two techniques sort of combined. This front zipper here, because it is attached to the pocket, I do stitch it on each side to kind of hold that pocket together. And therefore, I trim the excess on the front pocket and I don't leave the hanging piece because it is attached here with a seam. And so it secures it there and I don't need to worry about the way that it sits. It's nice and neat on each side. The top one, however, I do use the technique where I leave the longer piece of zipper here, just again because I like the way that looks. I like the way that it sits here and you get a nice little V right here on each side. That's what you should end up with. And so this one, actually, I use the two techniques where I sew on each side, cut the excess, and then allow the excess to hang over and just adjust the zipper so that it looks nice and neat. And then the last zipper attachment I wanted to share with you is the one that I use for some of the zipper tote bags that I make. This one, I put together the bag and then I did not like this zipper color with it. So I had to order zipper. I ordered like a burgundy maroonish color, and that looked much nicer. So I took it apart and I kept this just as an example. But this piece of fabric here, if you pull up some of the patterns for the different things, whether it's clothing or bags, you might see the word gusset, and that's what this is here. So you cut the pieces of the liner and the main fabric, gusset pieces, and attach them to each side of the zipper. And then you eventually will sew this at a bit of an angle here. Sew that at a bit of an angle there on each side. And you flip it. And that zipper is cut. There's no excess left there. And then once you flip it, you have your zipper. And then the zipper will, and this is one of my practice bags. It was one of the first bags I made, so no judgment here, but this is the way the gusset is then eventually attached to the bag. I know this yellow with the black does not look good, but this is how your gusset ends up attached to the bag. And I like it. It gives it real sturdiness. I really enjoy making these kinds of bags here with this zipper attachment style here. But I also make bags with the technique of just the overhang. And this is an example of one I just made recently. And this one has that same technique where the zipper hangs over the side. You see the V there. You see the V there. And then the zipper sits nice and neat. This one also has the dual where this zipper is obviously cut off here and I don't need to leave excess there. But this is another example of how I attach zippers on my tote bags. So that is everything I have learned about zippers so far. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope this information is helpful. If you have any questions or you have any comments, please go ahead and leave them down below. Remember to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, it really helps, and leave comments. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much. Bye. Till next time.